Welcome to Chemistry Sea World.
Hi everyone, welcome to Chemistry Sea World. Today we are going to be discuss that electronegativity. Before going to that, please do subscribe my channel and share the videos, like the videos. Okay, so without wasting time, today we are going to be enters into the electronegativity topic. Right. So what is meant by electronegativity? So first we will go with the definition. Yes, electronegativity, when we are going to be taking a covalent bond which is going to be formed between the dissimilar atoms, so which are having that similar atoms. So after forming a covalent bond in between the two atoms, so the bond contains the two electrons, right? We know that already. So the bond which is going to be formed by the dissimilar atom, the covalent bond formed by the dissimilar atom, so in that one of the atom will going to be pull the shared pair of electrons towards itself. Pull the shared pair of electrons towards itself. That we can call it as, what we can say, that electronegativity. So I am going to be define here electronegativity, the tendency of an atom. So pull the shared pair of electron towards itself, its own direction in a covalent bonded atoms. In a covalent bond is called, what we can call, electronegativity. It does not have any units, no units for what we can call electronegativity. Right? So electronegativity, once again I am going to be define here, the tendency of an atom pull the shared pair of electron towards itself, its own direction in a covalent bond is called electronegativity. Electronegativity does not have any units, but electronegativity is going to be measured in three scales. One is Pauling scale, second one is Mulliken scale, third one is Allard-Rachov scale, Allard-Rachov scale, or Allard-Rachov approach also we can say. Okay, Allard-Rachov scale or Allard-Rachov approach. Okay, so let me go with one by one how they are going to be calculate the what we can call electronegativity values. Okay, na? Right. So Pauling's approach or Pauling scale, how is going to be calculated? In the year 1931, Linus Pauling calculate the electronegativity values. So he is going to be calculate the values and he is going to be created the scale, and he is going to be calculate the values mainly by using the bond energies of covalent bond. Okay, so let me consider a diatomic molecule, that is A bond B. Now the bond energy of A to B is going to be taken that, so bond energy of A to B is going to be taken that, it is the average of bond energy of A to A and bond energy of B to B. So bond energy of A to B is going to be taken as, it is going to be taken that bond energy of average of bond energy of A to A and bond energy of B to B. So this will be taken by the Pauling scales. So like this is going to be taken that bond energy of A to B is going to be written again that bond energy of A to A into bond energy of B to B whole power 1 by 2. Okay, so this is how is going to be calculated. So but here going to be there is a problem here, one thing. So what is going to be calculated the values by using the bond energies, and what they are going to be conclude that by experimental values that will have that more than that of calculated value. Therefore they are going to be taken that change in the bond energies values is going to be taken that change in the, so here delta indicates that change in the bond energy of A to B is going to be calculated. So bond energy of A to B experimentally minus energy of A to B calculated, energy of A to B calculated. So then I am going to be written here energy of A to B experimentally minus energy of calculated, we are going to be written that, so 1 by 2 energy of A to A plus energy of B to B, So like that one more we are going to be write. So here energy of A to B experimental minus exp means is nothing but experimental minus. So energy of A to A into energy of B to B whole to the power of 1 by 2, okay. So this is going to be how is going to be calculated delta change in the value, delta change in the bond energies values, how is going to be calculated, okay na. So this is experimental value, this is a calculated value, okay na, right. If we take that chi A comma chi B as electronegativity of A and B atoms, so they are going to be related with delta A to B in the following equation. So chi A minus chi B is equal to 0.203 square root of delta A to B. So delta A to B. So he is going to be taken here where delta A to be taken that, kilo calories per mole, okay no, he is going to be taken that kilo calories per mole. So 0.208. So this is one equation. So when we are going to be taken kilojoules, so that is nothing but chi A minus chi B is equal to 0.1017 delta A to B. So where delta A to B is going to be calculated in the form of kilojoules per mole, So he is going to be given the relation Pauling. So for electronegativity of A and B and delta A to B as follows: chi A minus chi B is equal to 0.208 into square root of delta A to B, where delta A to be calculated in the form of kilocalories per mole, and if he is going to be taken the kilojoules per mole delta A to B, that is nothing but chi A minus chi B is equal to 0.1017 square root of delta A to B, where delta A to B is equal to in the kilojoules per mole. So what is going to be calculated Pauling's, the electronegativity value, the highest value for is going to be given that fluorine, that is 4.0. For fluorine is going to be calculated highest value, that is 4.0. So generally we are going to be use the Pauling's scale to calculate the electronegativity value. Generally we are going to be use the Pauling scale to calculate the electronegativity values. The next scale is Mulliken's approach. According to Mulliken's, the electronegativity of an element going to be taken as average of ionization energy of an element as well as electron affinity of that element. So electronegativity is going to be calculated that it is going to be taken the average of ionization energy and electron affinity. So electronegativity of Mulliken is equal to is going to be taken that average of ionization energy and electron affinity. So he is going to be given the relationship electronegativity of Mulliken and electronegativity of Pauling scale. So when he is going to be taken that electronegativity of Mulliken scale is equal to 2.8 into electronegativity of Pauling scale. So there is a given relationship between the Pauling's and what you can call Pauling scale and Mulliken scale. So electronegativity of Mulliken scale is equal to 2.8 into electronegativity of Pauling scale. Electronegativity of Pauling scale, right. Next one is Allard-Rachov approach. Allard-Rachov scale or Allard-Rachov approach. Allard-Rachov. So he is going to be calculated the electronegativity of an atom. So how he is going to be calculated? That by using the formula force is equal to E square ZEF by R square. ZEF by R square, right. So the force exerted by the outermost electron, exerted by the outermost electron, the nucleus. How much force is going to be exerted that nucleus from the outermost electron? That force we can calculate it by the formula E square into ZEF by R square, where E is equal to charge of an electron, ZEF is equal to effective nuclear charge, and R is equal to radius of an atom. R is equal to radius of the atom. So covalent radius, simply we can take that covalent radius, we can take in that covalent radius. So according to Allard-Rachov, the electronegativity of an atom is going to be defined as the force exerted by nucleus. The force exerted by the nucleus of outermost electron is called as what we can call Allard-Rachov scale, we can say that. Okay. So generally the zero electronegativity values will exhibited by what you can call 8th A group elements. Okay. So according to Allard-Rachov scale, so how is going to be taken that electronegativity values? The force exerted by the nucleus on outermost electron at certain distance is called what we can say that electronegativity of an atom. Okay, right. So let me move on to the what we can call factors affecting the electronegativity. So there are some factors which are going to be affect the electronegativity. So let me move on to that first. So in that, first one is atomic size. So atomic size, as the atomic size increases, what will happen? We'll see that electronegativity value. Atomic size. So we know that the distance between the center of the nucleus to outermost electron is called as what we can say that atomic size. As the atomic size increases, it is the electron, the outermost electron is moving what you can call far away from the nucleus. Then the pulling of shared pair of electron will become decreases. Then what we can call atomic size increases, electronegativity is going to be decreases. So if atomic size increases, simply we can say that, more simply we can say that nuclear charge is going to be decreases. Finally we can say that electronegativity is also going to be decreases. So finally we can say that atomic size is inversely proportional to electronegativity. and atomic size is inversely proportional to electronegativity. As the atomic size increases, electronegativity decreases. Okay, na? Right. Next one is nuclear charge. Nuclear charge is nothing but, what we can say, that nuclear charge is nothing but the charge of the force of attraction between the nucleus and outermost electron. So the force of attraction and nucleus and outermost electron. So as the nuclear charge is increases, so the force of attraction between the, what we can call, nucleus and outermost electron will be increases. Then the shared pair of electron pulling towards itself is going to be increases. Then what happen, electronegativity is also going to be increases. They are directly proportional to each other. So electronegativity and what you can call nuclear charge, they are both are going to be directly proportional, right? The next one is shielding effect. Next one is so we know that shielding effect is nothing but when the outermost electron is going to be pulled towards the nucleus by the nucleus, then inner electrons what are present in that inner cells, they are going to be oppose that, what we can call, outermost electron, they are going to be oppose that outermost electron which is going to be dragged by the, which is going to be pulled by the nucleus. So meanwhile what happened, there is an effect on the nucleus and there will be a decrease in the nuclear charge. So that is called effective nuclear charge, or what we can call shielding effect. We are going to be that how much is going to be decrease in the nuclear charge, that we can call it as screening effect. So screening effect, as the screening effect is increases, simply we can say that nuclear charge is going to be decreases. As the nuclear charge is going to be decreases, then electronegativity going to be also decreases. So simply we can say that as screening effect and electronegativity, they are inversely proportional to each other. So screening effect is inversely proportional to electronegativity, right? So the next topic is oxidation state. Next factor is oxidation state. What is meant by oxidation state? The charge present in the, what we can call, atom. The charge present in the atom. So as the charges increases, if you are going to be see that iron will have +2 charge and +3 charge. As the charges increases, the electronegativity also going to be increases. Then electronegativity of Fe+2 is less than that of electronegativity of Fe+3. So as the charges increases on residual ion, so as the charge is going to be increases on residual ion, so then what happen, electronegativity is also going to be increases. Next one is variation of electronegativity in the period. Period is nothing but, what we can say, that from left to right, generally electronegativity what will get, what happened, we'll see that now. So generally from left to right, atomic size decreases, nuclear charge increases, then finally electronegativity is going to be increases. So let me take in that period, that lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. So here we'll have lithium having that electronegativity value 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, 3.5 and 4.0. So these are the electronegativity values. If you see that when we are going to be moving from left to right, the electronegativity values is going to be decreases. Now next one is variation of electronegativity in the groups. Variation of electronegativity in the groups. Generally, the group top to bottom. So, atomic size increases, nuclear charge decreases, then automatically electronegativity is also going to be decreases. If you see that 7th A group elements that are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So fluorine having that 4.0, chlorine having that 3.5, and bromine having that 3.0. Bromine. So 1 minute. Fluorine having that 4.0, chlorine having that 3.0, bromine 2.8, iodine 2.5. So if you see that, so as moving down, the electronegativity values is going to be decreases. Okay, so this is about electronegativity. Okay, I hope that you are going to be enjoy these videos. So please do subscribe my channel and share the videos, like the videos. If you are going to be encourage me like this, I am going to be give more and more information about regarding chemistry classes. So thank you one and all. Have a nice day.